Hi, everyone. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I'm here. I'll wait to see if some more people come. My topic tonight is not going to be about my darn hair. It's really not going to be my hair because guess what? It's not going to be about my hair at all. It's a topic that I really, really want to talk about, and it's pharmaceuticals pushing pharmaceutical companies pushing pain pills. And the main pain pill that they're pushing, somebody sent me. I'm new to this, so I don't know. I guess I don't have enough stuff on my thing to load these pictures up and these writings that they say. And forgive me for patting my hair because I'm just so happy I got it. But anyway, pharmaceutical companies pushing pain pills with very severe side effects, and also there's a blood pressure medicine that's used for heart problems and high blood pressure, and that's a bad side effect for Black people. And I've experienced them both. So I'm gonna wait for a little while and see if anybody comes in. I said 9 o'clock. Maybe everybody's talking here, but I want y'all to see this. It's called Method All Purpose Naturally Derived Surface Cleaner, and it has a pink grapefruit smell, which I love citrusy smells in my house. So I use this in there. So if anybody likes to be natural, don't want to smell the fumes from like the Clorox, but I love the smell of Clorox in my house because it makes it smell fresh and stuff. But anyway, I've been doing that, and well, it's a little. I'll wait and see how many people come in. I could play some of my son's music. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'll play I'll play their signature song, which I always play, which I like to play. I'm using my I'm using my look, I'm using my I'm using my tablet because for some reason I can't yeah, I'm using my tablet. So anyway, let me get on this music. Nobody's coming, so I guess nobody's gonna come, but I'm gonna stream this anyway. Pharmaceutical companies pushing. That's an ugly. Ugh. I guess nobody don't want to come to see this picture, but anyway, here I'm gonna play this song, and then see how many people come on. Y'all can listen to this. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hey, what's up, hello? Since your pretty eyes, soon as you came in the door, I just wanted you got a set for a stool. Turned to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, now we really strip alone. She my track queen, let her hit the bando. Man, I've heard that song a million times. I've heard it in my sleep. I woke up one morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, screaming, cut the music off, and the people was outside in front of my house having a barbecue at 3 o'clock in the morning in front of the house, playing loud music. So for all of you, don't be some trolls on here if people come. And I can ride with my baby. I have heard this song. And if I hear him with that, 70, my little nephew was in there too. I got her everything. I'll be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby. Since your pretty ass since you came in the door, I just wanna tell you, got a sack for us to roll. Married to the money, introduced her to my stove. Showed her how to whip it, now she mix it for low. She's so queen, let her get the pain go. We be going to fucking bed. Man, I was hearing this stuff 3 o'clock in the morning. I was dreaming this stuff. Lord Jesus, I was dreaming. I was dreaming all this rap stuff. Yes, I was. I was smoking dope, and you know that was what I want. Oh.
You hear my voice sounding like a zillion bucks on a track. I got whatever on my board. Whatever. Put your money where your mouth is.
I don't understand none of it, but it's working. Whatever they doing is working.
Put up or shut up. Huh? Get the crit. RTF Productions.
Yep, that's the end of the music for that. But like I said, my topic tonight is going to be pharmaceutical companies pushing pills, pushing pain pills with severe side effects. And the main first one I'm going to talk about, and there's other pills that they push on us, and they don't tell you this side effect. And the other one I'm going to talk about is Lisinopril, which has a very adverse has a very adverse effect on Black people. And that's Lisinopril. It's used for your blood pressure and some heart conditions. It keeps the blood flowing to the arteries or something. But it has a side effect that a lot of people don't tell you. I take it, and I didn't know about none of the side effects until someone told me. Someone in the medical field came to the house and told me something about my insurance and stuff. It was telling me what insurance I could get. So what it is that Tramadol, I'm going to talk about, it's the brand name of the medication I'm going to talk about is Ultram, and the generic name is Tramadol, and Tramadol is what they're pushing. Tramadol is given for pain, but what they don't tell you is the side effects. I took it because I had a kidney stone. And I was in so much pain because every time I don't know if anybody's ever had a kidney stone, but when you have kidney stones, when your bladder fills up, the stone will float, and it will make you cry. Believe me when I tell you. I've had 4 before. And I had one the last time when I took this Tramadol. I had a kidney stone. And I went to the hospital 4 or 5 times. And I kept telling them, I said, I got a kidney stone. And they kept asking me, well, how do you know you got one, miss? I know my stomach is hurting. Every time my bladder fills up, I'm in pain. So they kept sending me home. I kept coming back, and I refused to leave the last time. The ladies, I didn't have no money. Was no overnight pharmacy or nothing in the area. So she went downstairs. They opened the pharmacy up, and they gave me this big bag and gave me these Tramadols. And they told me, take the Tramadol. So I took it. First time I hadn't eaten much because I was in pain. I didn't feel like eating. I got sick, and it made me nauseous. The whole 9 yards. I threw up, went in the bathroom, threw up. I said, well, now I'll take some in the morning and I'll make it eat. I went and I took that damn pill. The next day, I took it like they told me to take it. I think I took two within the hours they told me to take it. Have you all ever seen a dope fiend when they need a fix or when they're trying to come off of that stuff? Those pills made me, Lord have mercy, that pill made me hot, cold, sweat. Woke up my bed from my neck down to my feet was drenched in water. It was like I had peed in the bed. I got up and went to the bathroom. I was nauseous. I went to throw up. It gave me all the symptoms of a dope fiend coming off, needing a fix or trying to kick heroin. I was never so sick in my damn life. I thought I was going to die in there. I told them I was sick, and I live by myself. And my health is good. I still take the medicine I took 10 years ago. I'm still taking that medicine. Nobody told me the side effects of this Tramadol. So if you go, I tried to print some stuff out to see if I could photo shoot it and put it on, put it in here so you guys could see it. But I didn't, it wouldn't let me print. But what it did was when I put in side effects, if you go on Google and put in Tramadol side effects, side effects among men, women, whoever, it will take you to a page called WebMD with a doctor smiling. And on top of the page, the one I clicked on, what it did was it had a drug treatment center telling me if I wanted to get help, I could get help there. Now, my thing is, they have to know that this drug is terrible. Excuse me. Because why would a drug addiction place be on top of a medical place? You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that makes me think. It makes me think about, hey, there's something going on here? Is something going on? Because you got a place that's saying, I could treat you for your drug addiction. You can call me. Call in now. Now, I'm calling asking you what the side effect to this medication is. I already know what it is. That drug had me so sick. I literally thought I was going to die. I was sick. I had the same symptoms of a dope fiend coming off of needing a fix or trying to get off of heroin without going to a hospital or something. I'm telling you, that drug is horrible. Look it up. I had diarrhea, vomiting, cold chills, hot sweats, cold fevers, you name it, I had it. So, man, I'm telling you, Tramadol, the brand name is Ultram, and the generic name is Tramadol. They push in the Tramadol, but it's all the same. Even if they give you Ultram, it's the same. I don't know about nobody else, but I never, ever will take that medicine again. These pharmaceutical companies, and then you wonder why people are addicted to pain pills. Because when I called, I kept telling them, I said, I'm so sick with this medicine. And you know what they told me? Oh, keep taking it. Eventually you'll feel better. I'm like, why the hell would I take some medicine that's gonna make me throw up, make me vomit, make me look? I had tremors. I had everything with that stuff. You know, I had it all. I had it all. That medicine had me, like I said, it had me so sick. I lived by myself. I literally thought they was gonna come in there and find me dead or unconscious or something. If my son or whoever had came by, my daughter-in-law, anybody who had came by, I really think they would have found me dead if I had kept taking that medicine. And the thing they don't tell you about that medicine is it will show up. Plus, I know somebody right now, a male that's taking it, that drives a truck. He took it and he had the night, he was soaked. His bed was soaking wet, like he had wet the bed. His wife told me, because I was telling her about this damn tramadol. And she was telling me, oh my God, that's what he takes. And she was telling me that he's having the same effects, but he doesn't take it often because he fell off a truck at work. And this is what they gave him. And they still want this man to come to work, but that's neither here nor there. So that's the side effect of that damn drug. That's the side effect of it. And if you look at it, if you think about it, they experiment on Black people. Because I'm telling you, when I came up, my grandmother was not into going to the doctor. She was into working on things herself. She didn't like doctors. She didn't like doctors at all. She would work on you and give you stuff, and she believed in that damn castor oil. Castor oil was the cure all for everything. When a castor oil and Vic Salve and snuff was the cure all for everything when I was growing up. But anyway, we as Black people need to start going back to some of those old things that people that kept us as people, that they used to do, the old people used to do, because these pharmaceutical drugs are not for us. They really ain't for nobody, but I'm speaking for Black people, because the side effects of like I said, I have this I guess you call it a bullet that somebody sent me on my Instagram page. But if you go to my Instagram page, which is Beverly 66768, you'll be able to see it. I couldn't put it up here because I haven't figured out how to post stuff from my Instagram to my let me see, to my live chat, to my YouTube, yeah. But eventually I'll figure it out. I can't follow directions. I have to finger with stuff until I figure it out. But anyway, and it says tramadol is the biggest killer among Black people. I don't know if they mean because of the side effects or because Black people are overdosing on it. Because, you know, we're in a pill culture now. We had the heroin in the 60s was the heroin. In the 80s, it was the crack. That's all. That's dying out. Now it's the damn pill addiction. And doctors are saying, oh, it's better to take tramadol because Percocets are worse than tramadol. I ain't never took none of them. But I tell you, can't nothing on this earth be no worse than that damn tramadol. And I'm telling you, it's crazy. It really is. And they pushing this tramadol, with this severe side effects. People are hallucinating. Go on there and just type in side effects of tramadol on men, women, whoever you give it, and it will tell you. It has people hallucinating. It gives you tremors. It puts you into convulsions. It does all kinds of mess to you. And like I said, I took it 2 days, and that was it. They told me to keep taking it. I stopped taking it. I didn't take no more, and I will never take tramadol again. And what I did for the kidney stone, I started drinking water, and I drank a gallon. I drank a gallon of 100% cranberry juice, and I can't stand cranberries. I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like nothing about cranberries. But I bet you I drank that juice. And I went to the doctor and I told him I drank the cranberry juice, and he gave me diarrhea. He said, because you're not supposed to drink a whole gallon at one time. I drank a whole gallon of it. I passed the kidney stone. Then I realized what I was doing. I was eating a lot of food that was giving me this extra protein and was putting these stones in me. So I cut down on what I was doing and eating, because that's when I was drinking a six pack of Pepsi a day, and drinking coffee and eating coffee, eating potato chips, and I was just a mess. I was just doing everything but what I was supposed to be doing. But that experience with that damn tramadol, it got me off them damn sodas. It got me off. Of all that fried food and all the potato chips and all that pork and stuff. And I started drinking my water. I started drinking my 64 ounces of water every day. Eight glasses of 8 ounce glasses of water every day I drink. And I started back to doing that, because I can't I can't do the tramadol. I can't do it. I refuse to take any pain pill, because we don't know the side effects of this medicine, and the doctors don't tell you, and we just blind. We just the doctor gave me the medicine, so it's okay. No, it's not okay for us to take this medicine without knowing. They don't tell you. They don't tell you what it does. Nobody told me, the side effects of this medicine. You may have tremors. You rashes. You'll be cold, freezing cold one minute and burning up the next minute. Nobody told me that. And I laid in my bed in my house by myself. Nobody don't live with me. I live by myself. And thought I was going to die, and thought my son or my grandkids was going to come in my house and find me in the bed dead. That's how bad that stuff made me feel. Yes, it did. It made me feel terrible. And the other drug I want to tell you about is called Lisinopril. I take that. Lisinopril is for high blood pressure, but it's also used to treat certain heart conditions. I found out about 10 years ago that I have a congenital heart defect, which means but they didn't detect it at birth. But I always had this thing when I was growing up, and my mother would see it. I would be sitting there and I would be talking like I'm talking now, and all of a sudden I would go like I was trying to catch my breath, like somebody was choking me or something. And you know, always had that, and I just saw it. I had that, and my mom had it. And when I was growing up, I was underweight because my mother watched everything. She always said, "You got to lay down. You got to get your rest." And I used to hear her talking, and she would always say, "I don't know what it is, but something is wrong with her. Something is wrong with her." She took me to the doctors, and nobody checked me for my heart or nothing. And about 10 years ago, maybe 10 years or less, uh, I went to the doctor for sign these papers to have open heart surgery. And I'm like, what? It's open heart surgery. And they told me I signed 3 papers. That one paper for them to do the procedure, one paper to put stents in my heart, And the third paper was to do actual open heart surgery on me if need be. And they went in, they saw it, and they said nothing was wrong. But what they found out, they told me that I have a heart valve that's 35% closed and 65% open from birth. And it never actually bothered me. And I'm like, well, I'm at this age. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 50s, rather, 40s, 50s, something like that. And it didn't bother me. And he asked me, well, how were you when you were little? I was underweight. Actually, I was underweight and underweight a lot. I was skinny. I was skinny when I was growing up. Because for one thing, Mama, we didn't eat a lot of fried food and all of that. But as I got after my mother died and I started cooking what I wanted to cook at the house and stuff like that, cooking and the mac and cheese. In other words, I put on a lot of weight, and that's when it started showing up in me. It probably would have manifested itself if I had had natural childbirth, but I didn't. I had to have a C-section. I had C-section. I had two C-sections. So I didn't have to strain pushing having no baby because they cut them out of me. They cut it out of me. So that was that. And I found out that I had that. But anyway, the lisinopril, I was taking that. And I never forget, one night I woke up, I couldn't breathe, and I was choking. I mean, I was literally like somebody had took their hands and put their hands around my neck and was choking me. And I coughed. I felt like I had a ball in my mouth. I thought maybe because I have a tendency of sucking candy, hard candy, or the sour balls. I have the hard candies. I suck them before I go to sleep. And when I woke up and couldn't breathe, I thought that I had sucked on this one of those sour balls. And I thought, I said, oh my God, I'm choking myself in my sleep. I said, I gotta stop eating this candy. Make a long story short, I kept coughing, and when I coughed up, I coughed up a big ball of phlegm. So I had someone come to the house to give me my insurance and about some insurance, some health insurance, the Medicare, whatever, the health insurance, because people don't understand this. When you work and you have paid up medical from your job, your paid up medical turns to your 20% and your Medicare turns to 80%. You have to take Medicare whether you want Medicare or not. So that's a whole nother story. But anyway, the lady was telling me I could get my prescriptions for free and what I could get for free and what I couldn't get for free. So um, she asked me what medication I was on. I told her I only take three. I only take two pills. At that time, I was only taking two pills. And I told her Lisinopril, and she was a black lady, and she said, "Oh my God, let me show you something." The side effect of the Lisinopril is it will choke you to death in your sleep. And I've experienced that. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "This medicine," she said, "that's the worst medicine you could take." She said it is the worst medicine you could take. I think that's Keisha. You gotta forgive me if it's not. Yeah, Keisha, how are you? I can't see. If I'm squinting my eyes up, it's because I can't see. I need some new glasses. If I put the glasses on, it's gonna be even worse. So yeah. Well, I see you just joining me, Keisha, but I was telling about Tramadol, this medication, Ultram, brand name Ultram, and brand generic name Tramadol. That is nothing but synthetic heroin. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all, it's nothing but synthetic heroin. I had the same. That medicine gave me the symptoms of a dope fiend coming off of heroin without anybody, without any medicine. I was hot, I was cold, I was throwing up, I was shaking, I had diarrhea, vomiting, you name it. Whatever them dope fiends had, I looked just like a dope fiend. If anybody had came in and seen me, they would have swore I was doing something I ain't had no business doing. So I was saying, Tramadol, the pharmaceutical companies don't tell you the side effect. They are pushing this drug. They are pushing that drug. Oh, let me tell you how the dosage you should take. And the dosage that they're pushing is 50 milligrams. They pushing 50 milligrams at that. When you get prescribed that, they give you 50 milligrams. I was always under the impression that when you get medicine, medicine is dosage of medicine is given to you by how much you weigh. Because I remember when I was going, when I was younger, I remember going to the doctor, going to the emergency room, and the doctor would pull out a calculator and he says, "How much do you weigh?" And he would calculate it. He said, "Well, I'm going to prescribe you 2 milligrams, whatever, however milligram." But they prescribing a 50 milligram tablet of this damn tramadol. And I'm telling you, that 50 grams damn near killed me. It gave me it, and something else they don't tell you. You're not supposed to take it if you got a heart problem. So it, it, you gotta be people. You gotta be more. You gotta pay more attention to the things that we gotta pay more attention to the things that they push into us, especially as Black people. Because if you go back in our history, go back into the 1900s on up, because that's all I could speak about, is that they have experimented on us. They had a cure for syphilis in the 1930s, before World War II, or a little bit after World War II. They developed penicillin that would cure syphilis. But what they did, and I don't know if you've heard about the Tuskegee experiment, what they did, they didn't give us syphilis. Men had syphilis, but what they did was when they found the cure, they started that study. If you ever see the movie Miss Evers Boys, it speaks on that. But they started that in the 1920s or the early 1930s. They did not end that experiment until 1972. I'm telling you, my mother was talking about that, and I read it in the paper. And that the experiment started in the 1920s or the late 1920s, early 1930s, and it did not end until 1972. They wanted to see the effects that syphilis would have on the Black man's brain. Okay, they wanted to see that, and what they did was they let it go. We as Black people have always been the experiment. Everybody's darn experiment. Yeah, we always been that experiment. So that's what they did with that medicine. They have so many cures for so much stuff that they don't even tell us about. They don't tell us about nothing like that. I know about some of these things, a lot of things they have in there. So we have to go. Excuse me. My mother's mother, she did not believe in going to doctors. She believed in home remedies. My grandmother made her own cough syrup. What she did was she took fresh lemons, squeezed them like she was making lemonade, dropped the peels in a pot, did it in a pot, and dropped it and boiled the peels until they got soft. And you could actually see the oil from the lemon floating on top of the water. She put sugar in it, make you drink it. And I'll be damned if it didn't make you cough up. If all the mucus you had in you, it made you cough it up. It did. It really made you cough it up. It coughed it up. So she did it. And I'm going to show you my hands. I don't know if you could see, but if you look right there, that's a scar. I burnt myself on on a cast iron pot belly stove. And I got some brown spots. See all this white spots in here. Someone told me they thought it was age spot. It has nothing. These spots on my hands have nothing to do with my age. At 5 years old, no, at 4 years old, I did what kids did, like little kids do. Don't pay attention to what grown people tell you. And I sat in a chair and I felt a broken chair and I straddled the chair, sitting on it, with the thing up, rocking back and forth, and the chair broke. I got burned here, but it didn't leave a scar here. But my fingers were burnt. They were like webs. All of this was filled in. That's how swollen my fingers were. My hand was like this. My grandmother took Octagon soap, the brown Octagon soap, her and my aunt, they boiled it in some hot water and they got it mushy, and they took some sugar and they made a paste and they pasted it all over my hands and wrapped my hands up. Now, I know if you've ever been burnt, if you ever been burnt, you know that burns, your hands feel like they're on fire. So she wrapped it up. When in the morning she changed the dress and went to change the bandage. And the bandages were only made, they weren't bandages, they were made with old sheets, old cotton sheets that they took and they cut them in strips and wrapped your hands up. But anyway, the sugar had melted in my hands and it made a shell. You know how when sugar gets hard, it makes a shell? And it kept my hand from webbing. When you see people who get burned, they have like web scars on them. And it didn't do that. And the one on my face, I had one right here, but that just faded away. So I was lucky. But anyway, no, my grandmother did not trust doctors because my mother's mother was born 21 years after slavery. And I used to think slavery, that was 21 years, excuse me, was a long time, but 21 years is not a long time. Now that I'm older, I realize 21 years was not a long time to be removed from slavery. So, which means my great grandparents were ex-slaves. And so they didn't allow people, she was from the South. And when the Jim Crow South, black people couldn't go to the hospitals. They didn't allow black people to go to the hospitals so they would remedy. But no, she didn't trust them. And I was speaking on how these pharmaceutical companies are pushing these patients on us. We're not learning the side effects. And Mike, I was speaking on tramadol, and the brand name is Ultram, and the generic name is tramadol, and that's what they pushing because it's low cost and it's a pain pillar, but it's killer. It's a killer. That tramadol, and I know you probably seen this, Mike. That tramadol is like the effect of it on me. I could speak for me. Because I took it. The first time I took it, I got nauseous, but I thought it was because I didn't eat enough. I got up that next morning. I took it twice. And that stuff had me hot and cold. I laid in the bed. I was wet with water from head all the way down to toe. It was like I had wet in the bed. I had peed in the bed. It was like that. And just it had me like a dope fiend coming off coming on, trying to get off of heroin and stuff like that. It gave me diarrhea. It gave me vomiting. It gave me everything. It gave me chills. It gave me everything. And that is a side effect, but they don't tell you. When you go on, if you Google, I don't have enough things on my computer right now where I can do different things with and show you and get stuff and put it on there. And I don't really know how to do that just yet because I got to finger with this and do it. But I didn't do this on a well, I don't. Your mother is probably having some side effects, Keisha, and I'm telling you, she's probably not telling you. I know a grown man right now who is taking it, and he takes it and goes to bed, but he's telling his wife how nauseous she is, and she's telling me he's sweating like crazy. He's wetting up the whole bed with sweat. So she's probably not telling you. She's probably not telling you. But I'm talking about, and then what I was saying too about the lisinopril, that's for heart and stuff. But that stuff gives you mucus and it will choke you to death. And that stuff, that lisinopril, it has the effect. It puts mucus in you. It dries you out. It just does so much. And I'm taking that. And when I talk to my doctor, I talked to his son. I didn't talk to the father because the doctor retired. The son, the son is working because the father is slowing down because he's getting older. But he's going to tell me, well, all medicines have side effects. Some are good and some are bad. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm telling you, I'm choking on this medicine and you're not going to change it. But you know what I do? I don't take it every day. I don't take it every day, you know. But if you go, Keisha, if you go into your computer, Google tramadol side effects, and you'll see all the side effects. I'm telling you, they are severe side effects. There's a lot of stuff that we taking. And this is where the pill culture is coming from. Because years ago you had the in the 60s it was heroin. They came back from Vietnam, they brought heroin in with the dead bodies, they was bringing heroin in. Okay. In the 80s we had the crack epidemic. All of this is over now. The crack epidemic is over now. Now everybody hooked on damn pills. And these pharmaceutical companies and these doctors are prescribing these pills. It's big business. Pharmaceutical companies are paying doctors to prescribe these tramadol, Percocets, what's the other ones they take? Molly's, whatever the hell Molly is, the meth and all of that stuff. So they making money off of it. I know 2 or 3 doctors right now that I used to go to in Jersey, that I used to go to when I lived in Patterson, that have lost their license behind pill pushing, but they done made millions of dollars. So what do they care? So we got dear Tylenol, all of it. Actually, when you think about it, all pain pills are bad for you. I take a leave, and that's an NSAID for chronic pain, for back pain, because I had an epidural, and the doctor told me not to move. Okay, naturally, he told me don't look, close your eyes, don't look. Naturally, me being me, like my sister said, you being you turned around and you look, and I jumped. So he nicked something. He nicked the nerve or something, because every now and then my back goes out, and my back is going out now. It's hurting me now. I can't lift my leg up. Because my back hurts me so bad to get in the car. I'm sitting here crying, so I'm going to have to go take 2 a leave. I'm trying not to, but I'm going to go in there and take 2 a leave. But I will never take tramadol again. My sister had major surgery. We don't do the pain pills. She don't do none of them. And I don't do pain, because when I had my C-section, the lady came, they gave it to me. When when you under the anesthesia, they give it to you after they give it to you after they cut you up and take the baby out, blah, blah, blah. Sew you back up, they give it to you so you can sleep. And I guess so the first night you'll hold still, so the sutures they staple you together and all that old crazy mess they do. So what they do is I think they so anyway, they give it to you like that. So the lady told me, after I took it, when I woke up the next morning, I took one, and I think 8 hours later, like at night before I went to sleep, she came back. She gave me another one. But when I started getting up and started walking around, my sister told me to get up, and she said, "Get up and walk around." So I started getting up, walking around, because I had emergency C-section, and they cut muscles. They cut the muscle straight up my stomach because it was emergency. And I started walking around. And as I started walking around, the pain started subsiding. So she came in there and told me, she says, well, you have 6 more doses of this pain medication. Do you want them? And I'm like, no. She said, but how's the pain? Are you in pain? I said, yeah, but it's bearable pain. I said, I can get up and walk. As long as I can get up and walk, I'm good. So, don't move. He ain't never been a neighbor. Well, actually, I'm a big baby. He told me don't move because he was doing a spinal on me. I had to ball up in the fetal position to open up my spine where he could shoot this the epidural, the medication for the epidural, so he could actually paralyze me from the waist down so they could take the baby out. That's why he told me don't move, because if I moved, I could have made myself paralyzed, because I actually went to school with a kid. His mother had an epidural with him, and she never walked again. And we were like 18 then. That lady hadn't walked in 18 years. So that's why they tell you don't move, because I had C-section. I've never had a vaginal delivery. I don't know what it is. I look at people, not talking people. I don't have no stories to tell about no vaginal deliveries, but I can tell you them damn C-sections hurt. They ain't no joke. So they terrible too. So it's crazy, but yeah, so just medicine in general, food in general, because like I said, I had a kidney stone, but you can cure all of that with the diet you ate. Because I was eating things that was putting these stones in me. The greasy food, the red meat. I had too much protein in my body. I was just living it up when I started cooking for myself, running the house after my mother died. I started running the house. I was frying up everything, salting up everything, sugaring up everything, because we didn't eat like that when we was growing up. We didn't have all of that junk food. My grandmother cooked every day. My grandmother got up 3 o'clock in the morning and started cooking breakfast, because my dad had to leave the house at 4:30, 4 or 5 in the morning. But I know my grandmother was up 3 o'clock in the morning. When I wake up, the food was done. We had hot breakfast every morning, and hot breakfast with cod liver oil, orange juice, grits, eggs. For the longest time, I wouldn't eat no damn grits because I couldn't stand them. And when my mother didn't want to cook, she put cornflakes in the oven, baked them hard, and poured hot milk over them. And that is some nasty stuff. I don't eat it today. I can't do it. But anyway, that's how you do it. Yes, yeah. Y'all have to forgive me because I have to hold my head here because I cannot sing. Yeah, Mike, that cod liver oil. That's what they give you. They would grease your insides up. And if you had a cold, it didn't. That mucus didn't stand a chance because that oil would slide it right on out of you. So it was. But I'm talking about, and I'm talking about just things in general, and also with the food we eat. I noticed that too, because those stores like well, up there in the north they have Food Basics, but they have a place where I'm at called Food Depot. And I noticed where you can get big bulk food, the food is not healthy. The things they offer, like they offer they offer the cases of I can't say it because I got a little speech defect too. Ramadan, them noodles, them oodles of noodles. I call them oodles of noodles. That's not healthy. And I know when I was in Jersey, there's a store called Pathmark and ramen. You right, yeah, Mike, you right, ramen noodles. And I know when I was in Jersey, there was this supermarket. They all went out of business called Pathmark supermarkets. And I was in there and I was looking for a piece of meat. Now that's the one thing I don't know. I didn't know how to buy meat. That's one thing I never knew how to food. I don't know how. They still tell me I don't know how to food shop, but that's neither here nor there. But I wanted a piece of beef. And the guy was putting the meat out. And I asked the guy, he was a white guy, and I asked him, he was putting the meat out. And I asked him, I said, well, what's a good piece of meat? He said, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to tell you this. He said, you will never find a good cut of meat in here. I said, really? I said, why is that? He said, because the people who shop in here will never pay what it's worth. Because the supermarket was 3 blocks away from the projects, which were filled with nothing but poor black people, poor black people on welfare, getting food stamps. And he said it. He said they will never pay the price for it. So that's why I had to and I had to get all of that. And yeah, you're right. The ramen noodles, however you say it, they are filling. But I was eating them like left and right. But I but I drank that whole gallon of that damn cranberry juice, and I hate cranberry too. I hate cranberry juice, but to get rid of that stone and not take that damn tramadol, I bared with the pain. I ain't never had a vaginal delivery, but I tell you what, that getting that stone out, it couldn't be no worse than having a baby. Couldn't be no worse than get passing a stone. But I did it by drinking a gallon of cranberry juice. And my doctor was like, I told you to drink a glass every day, not a gallon a day. I said, well, I had to do what I had to do because that mess was terrible. But it's yeah. Our stores don't have. We don't have. In the stores in our community don't have. They don't have good. They don't have quality food in the black area. See, so I drive. So what I used to do, because I worked near one of the stores, like on the highway. They had one of the stores in the white neighborhood. So I would either go on my lunch hour, go food shop and pick up something to eat, and put it in the refrigerator at work and bring it home so I could cook. Or either after work, I would go, when the day I got paid, I would go just go drive over there and go to the shop and get it because the food was better. And those and I hate those food basics that they have up there. It's nasty. They have big I don't know if you've seen these little things. They little barrels, and they got aluminum foil tops, and they got this colored juice in there. Nothing but sugar water. I don't like them, and everybody gets mad with me because they say, "Oh, you think you better than us?" No, I don't like that. I didn't buy that for my son. I didn't buy that for my grandchildren because it's nothing but colored water with sugar. And they said they only sell it in the black neighborhoods. Food, that's all they do. They only sell it in the black neighborhoods. Yep, that's all they do. They only sell it in the black neighborhoods. We get, yep, liquid diabetes. Not only that, and sugar's not what gives you diabetes. People don't know that. Those ramen noodles, whatever you call them, that's starch. Starch gives you sugar too. Starch gives you sugar. It gives you sugar and poor eating habits. My mother went on the my mother used to feed us off of the what's that pyramid? That health pyramid? Fruits, vegetables, juice, low sugar and stuff. And like I said, it's Easter, and I was thinking today about my grandmother, and I said, boy, when we was little, this time of the year, we'd be dyeing them eggs. Tomorrow night, we'd be dyeing eggs, and now that's so killing black people. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It really is. It is killing us. You are so right, Mike. You are so right. It is killing us. It's killing us, and and people don't see it, and people still do it, These young girls don't cook. They don't cook for their kids, and when you go like to when school starts, when school starts and you go to help out in the cafeteria until the cafeteria workers get the free lunch program started up, getting the lunch program started up, the kids coming in with 20-ounce Pepsis, bags of potato chips. Now, this is morning. You see them come in there. And then their mothers bring them Lunchables, Oscar Mayer Lunchables. That is That's nothing for the kids to eat. When my son started kindergarten, they had a school nurse at the school he went to, because he went to a little small school. And she went around checking everybody's lunch, and she was said, I like what you gave him, because I gave him a sandwich, I gave him some grapes, and I gave him a thermos of milk. And I might have gave him two cookies, but mostly he had grapes because he liked grapes, and he had a sandwich. And so, he had that. And believe it or not, when you eat like that and you do things like that, and you try to talk to people, and you tell them, the first thing they tell you is, oh, you think you so cute, you think you better than me because you got this, you got a car, blah blah blah. I said, what does my having a brand new car got to do with eating right? I said, even when I didn't have a car, I don't eat like that. I said, I didn't grow up eating like that because it's garbage. Kool-Aid, they give you Kool-Aid 10 packs for $1. 10 packs of Kool-Aid. So okay, you got 10 packs of Kool-Aid. You're gonna make the Kool-Aid sweet. So that means you got 5 pounds of sugar that you get gone, and every 2 weeks you buying 5 pounds of sugar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You buying stuff like that, so they don't. But they don't. That's why they do that to me all the time, and we trying to tell people to eat better, to live. Yeah, yeah. But they do that all the time. And I actually had somebody called DIFUS. Well, in my town, it was called, at the time it was called DIFUS, the Division of Youth and Family Service. And this is what they said. Um, they told them that, that my son was clean, but I was starving him to death. The lady came to my house, I'll never forget, and she was questioning me. My dad wanted to throw her down the steps, and I'm like, Lord, you can't do it. And the lady downstairs, she came upstairs and she said, what's going on? Because my son was born, what they didn't know was, the person who called on me, what they didn't know was my son was born with a hole in his heart. He was tall for his age. When he was born, he was like 22, 24 inches, because he's tall. I don't, if you, well, nobody sees pictures of him, but my son is tall and skinny, always has been. His daughters are just like him. His twins, all his kids are thin. He don't have fat kids. The baby might be fat because right now she fat, but that could be because she ain't walking around. She's just starting to walk around. But they called on me, and because my son didn't eat, but they didn't know that he had a hole in his heart. And I was feeding him canned spaghetti because the doctor told me whatever he liked to eat, let him eat it, because he had to have open heart surgery. At 6 months old, he didn't. I remember when he hit 23 pounds. When he hit 23 pounds, child, we had a party. The boy stayed 16 pounds. I thought he was never going to gain no more weight. I really thought he wasn't going to gain no more weight. I had people calling children, we call it CPS now, calling CPS on me saying I was starving the boy to death. So the lady came from CPS. Naturally, she went all in the closet, um, and it's she went all in the closet, and I had been shopping the day before, so my closet was stocked up, and she saw it in there. She told me, well, you can come down there and we'll give you some food. I'm like, woman, I don't need your food. Yes, it's called it's called a ventricular septal defect. His was on the left side. It is an actual hole. They actually took um people who know my son, when they see his chest, this is funny. When they see his chest, they look at his chest, and they took a buzz saw, it looks like a pizza cutter, but it was a saw and it went round and round. They actually sawed his breastbone and opened him up, took his heart out, sewed the hole up, and put it back. But my son, being in the music industry, he takes his shirt off. And in the little comments when they get on Instagram, and they say, wow, I didn't know you had been shot. And I'm like, what? And they think he's shot. I told them, I said, boo, I said, boo, you know, these people think you've been shot. He said, yeah, I know. And he started laughing. They actually think because he has a long scar and a long line down his chest, and he has like a where they put him on what's that machine that breathes for you while they do him. When they took his heart out, they put him on this y'all know the machine I'm talking about. Yeah, Mike, it is a very serious operation. And he was supposed to have it, but he was so damn little. A respirator, you're right. He was supposed to have it when he was a baby, but he was so little and so skinny. He they told me they couldn't do it because if they did it, he would have died because he was that little. Because they said he's gonna lose weight, but he ain't got no weight to lose. I took him to the emergency room one time, and the doctor at the emergency room doctor, a young boy, asked me, "Do you feed him?" I'm like, "Wait a minute. The boy is 10 years old, and he ain't got to be 10 years old by not eating. Um, he ain't got no he's 10 years old. He's so little." So they gave him that stuff they give old people boost. And he was like, "Ma, I don't like it. I don't like it." He was crying and all like that. I mean, I had people people talked about me like a dog about that boy being skinny. And today he's skinny. He had gained some weight on, but he can't. What people don't understand, and people always comment on stuff, but what people don't understand is that you can't that what you see before you go calling on people trying to get people's kids taken away from you want to know. So I wasn't really worried about it, but I had to go through all of this nonsense. I had to go to the doctor and get it. I said my son goes to the doctor what he's supposed to. At that time there was no problem with the vaccinations, with the vaccines, so he got all the shots on time and everything. He is just little. And before he had his surgery, he had it over there in New York Hospital. And that's a whole nother story. He had it over there. And the doctor told me, he said he might gain weight. But then when you do the follow up after care, because he had to be monitored for a while to make sure everything was accurate, um, to to be correct. And he said he made, and I said he ain't gained weight. He said, well, he's probably just going to be a slow kid. Well, you know what, Mike? I don't really think so because my mother was 6 foot tall, and she married my father when she was 25, and she only weighed 90 pounds. She only weighed 90 pounds when she was when they got married, and she had a picture of her and her old boyfriend that she kept, and she had a pair of shorts on. And we always said, Daddy fell in love with your legs. My mother was very tall and skinny. I'm short and compact. I'm fat because I'm the greedy one. I like to eat. I'm sure. Yeah, it's just family genetics. So my grandkids, if you see pictures of my granddaughters and stuff, you will see them. They taller than their mama because I tease their mother all the time. I said, you better be careful because they standing over you. They're going to take their fists and pound you in the ground. And she like, believe me when I tell you, they ain't going to do nothing like that to her because she'll body slam both of them together if she do. And but I'm short and I'm compact because I love to eat. Always did like to eat. So, you know, they did that. But yeah, so they do that. It's genetics of the skinniness is genetics, the fat is genetics, the body structures are different. Because me, I'm compact and hippie. I've always been endowed. I ain't got to buy nothing. I ain't got to buy nothing. If I had to buy anything, it would probably be on the top, but it damn sure ain't on the hips or nothing. Because I'm getting ready to try to get rid of the hips right now. So I'm endowed. I ain't got to pay no $10,000 for nobody to give me nothing. Oh, Thank you. The lady cut my hair. I finally got it cut down. I said I wasn't going to talk about my damn hair no more. I got to get some stuff tomorrow to finish it off in there. Yeah, she did it in there. So, yeah, I'm the short, compact one. I'm the one that's too, I'm the dark one. I'm sort of the black sheep in the family because I was always, I was I was always the one that was kind of getting in trouble because my mother and them, they didn't cuss and carry on, but I was the only one who could do stuff and I could make my mother cuss. I could have the house turned down. I could turn out the house with cussing, with that cussing, and yeah. Yeah, but you know what it is too, Mike. World. Speaking of your hair, since you mentioned that, when I let that dude cut my hair, I loved the look, but I found out my hair spots in my hair, like where he really shaved me down. It's the way you get in your hair cut. Don't let them go in like this. And my son keeps wearing braids, and I keep telling him because that was another thing. He ain't get his first haircut because he ain't had no hair. He didn't get that until he was almost 4 years old. And they say that probably was because of the medication. You can this gonna be on repeat, I guess. It'll be there. I'm not taking it down there, but it was good you came. Yep. And lady a cousin, and she told me the same thing. Stop letting them cut your hair. Let it grow. I said, I'm going bald head. I said, my hair is thinning out, ain't it? She said, I'm a long way from being bald, but this side right here, then too, I can't go to sleep unless I'm doing like this. I gotta lay on my side to go to sleep. I can't go to sleep. So it is what it is. But there and stuff like that. But yeah, everything is genetic, but we need to go back to eating what's good. Well, it ain't what it used to be. My hair was so black it looked purple at one time, but I don't put so much chemicals in it. But I'm so happy with myself. I am so in love with myself because I got that box of perm. I had opened it, but what I did was I glued that shit back up. And tomorrow morning, early in the morning, I will be at Walmart getting my money back. And I put some glue on there, and they'll never know I opened that damn package. I ain't taking nothing out of it. I just opened it. I loved. I didn't want no more perm. I didn't want no more perm. And when your friend Warfrin Obey, when he told me that lithium hydroxide was battery acid, that was it for me. I said, because like I told you, I had sores in my head from digging in there and stuff, blood up underneath my fingernails, dye up underneath my fingernail, and if all I'm thinking, damn, if all that stuff, if I'm bleeding, the blood, the chemical and stuff getting up underneath my scalp and stuff, and I had my hair cut like a boy. I love that haircut. My sister told me I look like a dyke. I said, but I ain't. I'm not gay. I don't have a gay bone in my body, but I damn sure like that thing. Oh, you saw that lady with that part down her head and them sores? Yeah, I had them sores in mine too, trying to look cute, but I couldn't do it. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not gay, and I'm not going to tell nobody I'm gay just to please them. No, I'm not. And my sister know better than she always saying some mess. She said, "How you going to look for a job if you want a job? How you going to get one?" I said, "I'm going to go in there, march my behind in there, tell them I want a job. I'm applying for this job. You either going to give it to me or you ain't going to give it to me. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. It's just that doggone simple. Cause I ain't trying to impress nobody. I know what I am. I know who I am and stuff like that. Well, I'm glad you was looking on my page, but your friend Izzy And I'm going to speak on his ass tonight because I know damn well him and them trolling ass fools he got is on there. But I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell all of y'all something. Whoever is with Israel Doctrine, if I see any of my children's pictures, my baby's pictures, where on any shit that you got, I'm coming after your ass, Israel Doctrine. And I will get your ass because I don't stop until I get what I want. Do not put my children's picture, my son, his kids, my daughter-in-law, none of them. Do not put their picture in none of your bullshit. Okay? Report me if you want to. Flag this if you want to. Ask me, do I freaking care? No, I don't. I will get you. And when I get you, you will be got. You will be got. Now, you can take that any way you want. And if out with Tawana Allen, Petey, Bulldog, don't play with me. Don't play with me because I'm nothing to be played with. I'll be coming after your ugly ass too. So don't put my children up there because you don't want to bother me because I'm a pit bull and I will latch onto your ass and I won't stop until I get you. You know, don't put my kids up in there. I got 4 biological grandchildren and 2 others that's their sister, and 2 of them is their sisters. And I'm gonna tell you, they mama, my twins, mama, you don't want to be, but you don't want her to get on you. You don't want me to lead her to you. So, because I know you're trolling. I know you're trolling, but I'm going to give you something to troll for. Let me find out you talking. And don't even bring my kid's name up in your damn conversations, in your videos, or nothing like that. And don't be trolling my page. He sure better have some damn sense. Because I'm going to tell you, because my daughter-in-law, she ain't got no felony record. And she told me she getting a gun. I'm like, oh, Lord. I said, Lord have mercy, what this girl need a gun for? And I said, oh, hell. She said she going to the range because they alone. And her mother living with her mother can't walk. And she said they can't do nothing. And it's her and 3 girls there. So she said she's going to get a gun because my son travels all the time. I'm up there and things is going on. They snatched this young girl December the 5th. It is now, what? Let me see, January, February, March. It is about to be April 5th. 4 months. Her car is gone. They can't find the car and they can't find her. So, but, and my little niece, I call her my niece, this is my god sister's daughter. She had me rolling. Her boyfriend was trying to get smart with her. He bought a gun. I guess he bought a gun, thought he was going to intimidate her. She took the gun, broke it down, took it apart, took the bullets out, put the gun back, and said, now, you think I don't know how to handle a gun? And that was the end of that conversation. So I do know people. I know a lot of people. Like, I'm older, and I try to live right. I try to live right because my granddaughters, the 16-year-old ones, the twins, they'd be some world star hip hop heifers if they could be. If they could get away with it, they would be. And I'm telling you, I know people who could do you bodily harm. And there's something about me you don't know. I'm closer to you than you will ever know, Israel Doctrine. I can knock on your door at any time, and I could bring niggas with me if I have to. So don't do it. You welcome to come on here. You welcome to be in the chat because I ain't like that. But I tell you one thing. If you come with that damn dizzy ass shit you doing with Poppy, and every damn day I turn around, every time I come, I could look on my page. I got recommended for you on it, and I see your ugly ass coming in there with some dumb shit. Let me tell you about the boy. I can't wait for Sunday to tell you this. You know why do you don't know whether the boy is dead or alive? And if the boy does decide to come out and tell his story, I guarantee you he won't be telling it to your dumb ass. He don't want nothing to do with you. Do you not know what Sunday is? I'm waiting to see when you're going to find out, when you realize what Sunday is. And you're going to stir up bullshit on this Sunday coming. I'm waiting. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I know he probably going to flag me to death and ask me, do I care? No, I do not care. Somebody wrote something in a book and it was so nice. Hassan put it on and it was such a nice thing they said. They said about him how much they helped them be able to speak on their story. And I thought that was so nice. And despite all of your nonsense, Izzy, all of your nonsense, and you take the videos and what you do is, and the people who follow you, instead of them going to hear the actual video themselves, if they would hear it, where he says the things, but then he has an explanation for what he says. What you do is you turn off the computer and you got the dummies that follow you thinking that all the shit you saying is true, but it's not. But anyway, I ain't going to say no more about you, but all I'm telling you is don't play with my kids. Don't play with my babies. Don't play with them. Don't play with them. I am closer to you than you think, and I can come and knock on your door anytime. But I ain't bringing nobody to beat you. Long as you ain't messing with me and mine, I'm good. I'm good. As far as me blowing bubbles, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say it, and y'all forgive me for what I'm getting ready to say. Bitch, somebody need to blow your bubble because you ain't had a bubble blown since bubbles was invented, okay? You know, talking all that stupid ass stuff in there. You know, talking, you just nasty. You just nasty. You look nasty. You look like you stink. You look like everything in your mouth is fucking nasty. So since you want to get nasty, I'm telling you, don't underestimate. Don't underestimate me because they call me Miss Beverly. Because I am older. I'm old, but I ain't stupid and I ain't scared. Because the nonsense you pulling out, it makes no sense. Because I know your trolling ass see my name and you trolling. Because that's all you freaking do is troll. That's all you do is troll. Yeah, that's all you do is sit up there and troll. You know, sitting there. What man makes a video on another man over 200? I know you're close to 300, maybe 400 by now. And your ass still making videos every day. They recommend your dumb ass to me with them damn stupid ass videos. Boy, Sunday night, I can't wait because I got so much more to say. I got so much more to say to you. Because I'm still going. I want to wait to see when you're gonna remember what day Sunday is. Yeah, I know he got 300. I know he got 300. The man is Poppy ignoring you. Hassan is ignoring you. People are ignoring you. You can't get no views. You ain't getting no views. The only ones you got what? Petey, Dewana Allen, Dollar Skills, who try to sound like he got some sense, but I don't know what the hell wrong with him. He and Petey, Dollar Skills, and that Krista Taylor. And that's another thing. Krista Taylor, I don't need you to educate me, okay? Because let me tell you something about me. I don't need you to. I probably got more education than in my finger right here. You see my little short ass pinky? I got more. I got 2.5 years of college behind me. I went to a private school. I could have been an AB student. When I wanted to be an AB student, I was an AB student. I was an honor roll student when I went to college. Okay? I ain't good at math, but I'm good at everything else. So I don't need you to correct my English. You need to be correcting that bald head, mangy ass nigga that you follow. You need to be teaching his dumb ass how to fucking read, okay? Because the bitch can't read. So I'm telling all of y'all, because I know y'all in here trolling. I know y'all trolling, and you're probably gonna want to flag this. So anybody who got it want to copy it, better copy it, because they probably gonna want to flag it. Because I knew when I talked, there was that's why I didn't put it on Facebook. That's why I didn't do a Facebook Live, because I could have put the picture up. Um, I could have put the picture of the Tramadol, the message that the CDC sent out about Tramadol, but I didn't want to put it on my Facebook Live, because I knew they would flag it, because I was talking about brand name medication and pharmaceutical companies, and I knew I was going to say this, because I knew y'all was going to be trolling. And Izzy, you probably trolling, and I know. And if I wake up tomorrow and my name is in your dumbass video, I'm coming after you. But no, I ain't gonna say nothing to you tomorrow. I'm gonna wait till Sunday. I'm gonna get your ass, okay? Because I'm gonna start. Because Sunday I'm not gonna be that little old lady that you call. What you call me? That little dry voice ass lady. Okay, I'm gonna be there tonight. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. But Sunday I'm getting your ass. You know, I'm getting your ass Tuesday, Sunday. So I suggest y'all leave me alone. Y'all just leave. You just go. Yep. So they are. Because I could be sweet, and I try to live. Because, like I said, I got world star hip hop granddaughters. If you let them, they'll be out there stomping somebody. Because my granddaughters like to stomp. Hassan said he have to send his twins to karate school because they don't like to fight. Honey, he could have mine, because mine, if he had mine, he'd be begging them to stop. Because her son go on World Star, and he done seen pictures of my granddaughters. I told him, if you seen them two little heifers up on there, if you see them two little heifers up on there, let me know. Because my promise to them was, if I see y'all on World Star Hip Hop fighting, or if your friend, you standing there watching them fights, and your friend's recording, I said, tell them, do not put you in the video and put it up on World Star. Because I said, I got a lot of friends that know y'all that you don't even know. And I swear on their mom and daddy, if my grandkids get up on World Star fighting somebody, I'm going to be up there. And you know what the World Star headline going to be? Grandma beats granddaughter's asses for being on World Star. I'm going to tear their ass up and put it right on World Star. Watch me if they think I'm lying. I don't like that. I don't like that World Star, that little mess. I told them, I said, play with me if you want to. Play with me if y'all want to. Oh, grandma, you extra. I'm gonna show you how extra I am, because I can't stand that. I can't stand that damn World Star. That's the most ignorant shit I ever seen. You know. And I'm that nice little girl. I went to Catholic school, so you know what they say about Catholic school girls. They the nice girls, and they talk about pedophilia in the Catholic Church. I'm gonna tell you this. I'll tell you this. I don't know about no pedophile priests or nothing, because I don't think none of them was the school I went to. But I'll tell you one thing: them nuns and them priests was making babies. Because I remember my eighth grade teacher. My eighth grade teacher. My eighth grade teacher, her and the pastor of the church, he had to stop being a priest, and she had to they had to get married. She was pretty though. That lady was pretty. I didn't see why she wanted to. She was Italian, one of those dark brown Italians. She had thick, pretty black hair. I used to think that lady was so pretty. I said, why did that lady want to be in? And she was young. She wasn't like the Mino heifers we had. Woo, we had some Mino heifers. And a lot of the nuns we had, they was gay. They was lesbians. They looked like men, and they took them boys and jacked the boys up on the wall. And man, I was like, oof. That's right, mean old heifers. But that one, my eighth grade teacher, she was the principal. That eighth grade teacher, she was my eighth grade teacher, and she was the principal. She was a nun. She was very pretty. And her and the pastor of the church, thank God, they made babies, and they had twin babies, and they didn't have they ain't had no depots and shots or nothing. They was doing the do. And I never forget, I went home and told my mother. I told my mother, I said, Sister so-and-so and Father so-and-so, they got married. They can't be a nun and a priest no more because she pregnant. They made a baby. My mother told me, shut up and don't never say that again. As usual, don't speak that. We had taboo, but I will never forget that as long as I live. They was making babies. I don't know nothing about no pedophile priests in the church. You know, the people priests being pedophiles, but I know they was. They was knocking boots like everybody else was back in there. They got married and they moved to the next town over from where I lived, and they raised a family. But she was a pretty girl. She shouldn't have been a nun anyway. She could have got any man she wanted. And the priest she got, he was ugly. He was just as ugly as he could be. Just, I think he was hairline. He was young, but he was just one of them ugly white men. See, I went to an all white school. When I tell you I went to an all white school, and I had to go to an all white school. I wound up going to an all white school, getting taken out of my environment because little hood rat booger bitches didn't know how to keep their hands to their damn self. They always wanted to fight, and my mother, school was school. You go to school to learn. You don't go to school to fight. And that's the one thing my daddy would tear your tail up about is acting up in school. My father only went to the third grade. He lived on a farm. My father was a farm boy, and he was working the fields, helping them work the fields. He grew up working the fields when he was little. Yeah, I had long hair too. Never forget. Never forget. There's one girl. I think she might have had, now that I'm older, I think she might have alopecia or something, but I know she looked like a boy. She didn't even have no hair to hold the wig on her damn head. And I had a long braid. You know, back in the day, they used to braid the little girl's hair and they put a bow on it or some old stuff. And I had a long braid, and that braid hit me like way down here. It was past my neck. It was hanging right down here. So I never forget. Every time she saw me, the first thing she did was grab that braid and wrap her hand around it. And she used to terrify me. I never forget. And when the street I lived on, we were surrounded by a church. There was a church that was four doors down on the opposite side of the street where I lived. In the summer, you could actually hear the sermon at the church. It was called Greater Bethel Church of Christ. It was a Kojic church. And in case, I don't know if all y'all know what a Kojic church is, but that's the Church of God in Christ church. It was a Kojic church, and I never forget. It was summertime, and that girl was bothering me, and she just and that girl was bothering me, and I never forget. It was summer, and she kept bothering me. And I was outside in front of the house. She came past the house and she went to grab that braid. I said, if you don't leave me alone. I told that girl, I got more hair on my twat than you got on your head. And I did not say twat. And my mama, I said the P word. And my mama called me upstairs. My mouth got me in trouble. The folks was down in the church practicing for Sunday on the choir. And my mother called me upstairs. I told the girl, if you don't leave me alone, I got more hair on my twat than you got on your head. And I did not say twat. I'll be a nice here. I said the P word. And my mother had never heard me talk like that. That was the way I was, because it was two sides to me. I had a split personality because I ain't had no choice but to. I had the street me. It was the street me and the home me. The home me didn't carry on like that. But that day, that girl caught me off guard. She caught me crazy. Yes, she did. She caught me crazy as hell. She went to grab that braid. And when she went to grab that braid, I told her that. And everybody bust out laughing. And my mother hollered because my mother was hollering down the stairs. She was hollering, what was wrong with you? And my aunt started laughing. Oh, yeah, you was raised in a Kojic church. Actually, what people don't know about Fetty Wap was raised in a Kojic church. His grandfather was Bishop Willie Maxwell Sr. And he was raised in a Kojic church. I was raised in a Baptist Catholic church, but I attended plenty of Kojic churches with friends and stuff. I know about about Kojic churches and stuff. I never knew. I just recently found out what Kojic was, though. I always wondered what it was, but I just found out that it was. Um, yeah. Um, you might know this, Michael. You know we all off topic now. You know me, I like to talk. But you know the Chauncey Brown from Blackstreet. Yeah, he was from a Kojic church. Yeah, he was from a Kojic. He's from a Kojic church too. I don't know. You ever hear the Gospel Highlights? Gospel Highlights, that singing group, they old group. Yeah, those are Chauncey Brown's uncle. They used to live across the street from we used to live across the street. I used to live across the street from one of his uncles, from Doc McKenzie's brother. We call him, I don't know what his real name is, but I know we call him Uncle Bill, Uncle Bud. We call him Uncle Bud and David and his brother Dave, Uncle Bud and Dave. Yeah. And and the gospel highlight juniors, you heard of them. I know you heard of them. It was the highlight. The fathers was the highlights, and the little boys was. I worked with Eric McKenzie. I don't know if you know him, but he's part of the gospel highlight juniors. So I come from a varied background. I came from I came from people thinking middle class. So I've been through it all. I know how to act when I go out. I know how to speak when I go out. And I can act real hood and niggerish if I have to. But but the gospel highlights, Doc McKenzie, Uncle Bud, he lived they lived across the street from me, and the cousin Bobo. Well, I call him Bobo. His name is DeVal McKenzie. He lived across the street from me. That little boy, I couldn't stand that little boy. That little boy used to bang on them on them jam drums, and play that music, passing that music. He traveled with Blackstreet, DeVal McKenzie. I call him Bobo. I couldn't stand Bobo. The girl next door, she'd been on partied all night. She'd be and chase him. Everybody be chasing him, and he go around there in church. I lived across the street, and I'd be damned. You couldn't sit in the living room and listen to the TV, because you remember when everybody had them big console and it wasn't but one TV in the house, and everybody sat their ass on a chair and watched TV, and the old people ruled the TV, and you couldn't watch nothing and couldn't not watch nothing on Sunday night but that damn Ed Sullivan show. Couldn't watch no other show on Sunday night but Ed Sullivan every Sunday night, 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, I think. Who was he? Who was Reverend James Moore? Michael, who was James? Who was he? James Moore. What church was he in? Probably I know because I used to go to all them gospel concerts with my mother. That's what I did when I was 12 years old. Oh, okay. I probably do know him then. Yeah, because my mother used to take me to it was a man named Mr. John Moses. He was a promoter of gospel music when gospel music, when it wasn't popular like it is now. And he used to play in all these gospel shows, and I'd be sitting right up there. Here go my mother, me and my mother, going to the gospel show. Everybody else was out. We going there. And I know the whole thing. Grew up going to church. If I wasn't going to the Catholic church, I was going to the Baptist church. It was church, 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 church. It was church every day. My mother had me so scared. She told me one time, you better go to church and you better listen to the preacher. And I want you to come back and tell me everything he said, everything that the preacher said. So I'm like, okay. So I'm sitting here and I'm paying attention. I come back home, and this is how naive I was, how my mother had me. I repeated the whole sermon to my mother. And as I got older, As I got older, I was like, wait a minute. How the hell she gonna know what the preacher talk about? How she gonna know if I told the truth? My mother had me repeating the whole service on Sunday. She was sick and she couldn't go. And my grandmother had died. And I remember going with my grandmother to clean the church, and I remember her making me sit in the pew, sit on in the pew, and while she vacuumed the rug at the church and changed the flowers, because my grandmother had a green thumb, she could make a dead flower grow. She could make a cactus bush grow in she could make a cactus bush grow in snow, in the cold. She could make stuff grow in the desert, stuff that ain't supposed to grow. She could make it grow. Yep. So I have a very varied background, very very but very very a varied background with people. You know, I had all kind of friends. But I had, and my mother's, we had two steps that you walk up, two cement steps that you walk up in the yard before, and then you turn and you come up on the porch. And she used to tell me, she said, I know you learned a lot of mess out there and you ain't got no business and you're probably doing stuff you ain't got no business. She said, but when you hit that, before you even put your foot on them two steps, she said, drop that mess right in front of the house. Don't bring it in my house. And when things started changing, because it was a nice neighborhood when I was grown, when I was little. But then when I started being a teenager, it started changing. And her friends were moving, but they had paid for their house. And my mother said she wasn't going to get my father into debt because he couldn't work to help him. And she always said that, men, you have to money problems make marriages go bad. So she didn't do nothing, and they told her, oh, you should move your girls away because it's getting rough around here. And my mother told them straight up, she said, you know what, she said, I raise my kids in the house, I don't raise them in the street. We ain't do all that stuff. I remember my sister was the kind of, she liked to sleep all day and walk and roam all night. My father and my mother both told her. She said, at 10 o'clock, our house quieted down. At 10, it was quiet. You get up, take your bath, whatever you was going to do, brush your teeth. 11 o'clock, you could be in your room. You could look at TV and be in your room. And my mother told my sister, she said, outside of somebody dying, she said, you better not get your tail up out that bed walking across people's head. Because we had a big house. We lived upstairs, and we had 4 bedrooms, a living room, a dining room, and 2 baths, and an open storage space in our house. And we had people, and we had a 2-bedroom apartment downstairs from us, and they used to rent that out. They used to rent that space out. And so my sister would sleep all day and walk all night. And my mother dared her to get up. She said, people do not pay their rent for you to walk over their head all damn night. So that was how she is. So, Izzy, if you listening, know this. Like I said, I don't care if you come in here and listen, but you're going to be respectful. And you definitely ain't going to be popping no shit at me, okay? Because I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you Sunday what it is, how I can do what you do. Because you figure, oh, you 40, and you say you're 40 and you look like you're 90, okay? So I'm going to show you how it is to be disrespectful. Talk about people, mama. Now you're going around. Now you got the thing. I just seen this. Penogam, Miss V, Poppy's wife, said you always talking about his mother. Now you're going around telling them dumbass fools that following you that his mama pimped him out to Bambata. How low can you go? Your mama should have pimped your dumb ass out. You might have had some sense by now. Okay? That's I think they used to it. His wife, Miss V, said, Miss V is like, you always talking about his mama. But I told him, you know what I told her to tell him? I told him, don't tell Poppy, don't say nothing to him, because I got something for you. I can't wait for Sunday. You only got this right here, what you get now. Ain't nothing to what I'm going to tell your ass on Sunday. Watch me. Watch me. Could be. Always talking about, tell that lady, talk about that boy mother like that and talk about she pimped him out. How you think, how do that sound? Your mama should have pimped your ass out. Because I don't know the lady. I don't know what she did, but whatever she did a fucked up job. Excuse me, YouTube. I did not mean to cuss. I got to glue my lips up when it comes to cussing. But Sunday, woo, I don't care. I don't care what they do. I don't care what they do. But I know the dumbass gonna sit up there. He probably got a live going talking about me now. Yeah, I got a channel because y'all dummies sit up there. I put a pot of chili. This is no lie. I made some chili. I saw a recipe and the chili looks so good. And I don't eat beans. That's a whole nother story about why I don't eat beans. But anyway, but that chili looks so good. So I followed the recipe. It was Spanish, the way the Spanish people make the chili. And it turned out so good. And I put the recipe. I was so proud of it. I cooked it in my crock pot. Um, my crock pot, and I posted it on Instagram, and I'll be damned if I didn't get 9 dislikes. I'm like, what the hell? They hungry and mad because they didn't get none? Who the hell does that? 9 dislikes. I was trying to learn how to get it so I can do these lives and stuff, and I just posted chili, trying to go live with the chili, and I got 9 dislikes on the damn chili. I said, "Oh, I don't know whether I want to do this YouTube mess because anytime you flag, and anytime you thumbing down some damn chili, please, shoot." And they crazy. They just as crazy as that. That was funny as heck to me. It really was. I said, "How are they gonna sit up there and flag down some damn chili in there?" But that's what they do. And then the thing that gets me is the dummies that Israel doctrine know. He sit up there and they sit up there and they follow him. Yeah, they sit up there and they follow him. Well, you know, I don't sit up here. It's almost 12 o'clock. And I'm sitting up here just running off at the mouth about messing with this fool. Um, yep. They flagging every damn thing. Yeah, and I played my son's song. That's another thing, Izzy. The song I played, if you heard Trap Queen, guess what? You could flag it if you want to. I can play that song. You know why I can play that song? You want to know why I can play it? I'll tell you that Sunday. And when I tell you that, I can play that. Because actually, I got rights to that. You know, yeah, yeah, I got rights to that song, got Trap Queen. And I might play another song before I let y'all go. So you can see all the songs I play, I got connections and I got real connections to them. So ain't nobody gonna say nothing. Because more or less, if I play any of the songs, it's like I'm promoting them. And I promote them for a reason. I'll let you figure that one out. Mike knows what it is, right, Mike? You know what it is, you know. And like I told you, I got a son. Remember that. I got a son. Do you got any kids? But you know what I heard? I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna go. I heard that you got a daughter that you don't even want nothing to do with it. But you're gonna talk about Poppy being upset about his son. Yep. So you better remember when you talk about other people, I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna say good night. You know what I was taught when I was a kid? When you dig a hole for somebody, dig one next to it because your ass is gonna fall in it. Your ass is falling in this hole and you about to be buried. Because guess what? I'm not Candy. Candy is philosophical. She tries to reason with you, okay? Um, um, she tries to reason with you. I don't want to reason with you because I see what you're about. Is something wrong with you? Have you ever been diagnosed? Did you ride the short bus to school? Was you in the special? Was you in the special ed class? Because you sure didn't learn nothing. And I heard you say this too. And I got it. Because I got a what you call them little things that you stick in the side and you can put all the shit on it. Oh Lord, but I got one. And believe me, I got all your stuff. I heard you when you said your mother let you do what you want. And you could tell your mother let you do what you want. Your dumb ass didn't want to go to school and she didn't make your ass go to school. And it tells because you're illiterate as hell. So that's it. Yeah, yeah, he a short bus rider. And I know people down south probably don't even know what the short bus is. Short bus is what they put the special ed kids on. Do y'all know what special ed is? If you don't know what special education is, listen to Izzy. And then that's when you'll find out that's what's needed. Because he needed special education. My 5-year-old granddaughter know better. Miss Haley know better. That little girl is smart as hell. She's starting to read, she can count, she can do everything. She can do everything. And you damn near 50 and ain't can't read no better than you read. Ain't no excuse for your ass not reading. See, my dad and my grandma, they didn't get a chance to go to school, especially my grandma. They didn't get a chance to go to school because they grew up in the Jim Crow South, the segregation area. They grew up in the South and they wouldn't let them go to school. But you don't have no reason to be ignorant. You ignorant because you want to be ignorant. You ain't went to school. Then again, your ass is slow. And you ain't never lived in Chicago. And I know you ain't never lived in Chicago because you talk too damn much. Because they'd have been done shot your ass. So, with that, everybody, I'm going to say goodnight. This was a good live. I enjoy talking. I like talking. But I had to tell you about that terminal. Anybody who was on here, because it's going to be, I'm going to leave it up unless these damn fools flag it and they take it down. But I don't think they're going to take it down because I ain't really said nothing of value because I'm saving it for Sunday. I'm going to end this stream, I guess. Now, this is going to be something new. How the hell do I end this? I done talked on here for almost 2 hours, which is not what I meant to do. I meant to do 20 minutes and be done with it, but I like to talk and I enjoy talking. I have to get up and finish cleaning up. I have some cleaning products back here on my counter. I said, let me take these cleaning products off because I know them trolling ass fools will sit up there and say, oh, her house dirty and don't know what cleaning products is because I was cleaning my counters, getting ready so I could cook tomorrow. All right. Good night, everyone. This is crazy. I'm gonna get better at this when I gotta get some stuff. I'm gonna get guess what? Yeah, okay. Good night, everyone. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. It was crazy, but I hope you enjoyed it. All right, good night.